Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You are here on the home of the slightly above average ship review. Got a build here for you today in the Kamikaze. It is a build that I feel works well in some other Japanese destroyers. We will discuss that during the video. But for now, we are on Archipelago in a capture the base match. We are top tier in the Japanese Tier 4 premium battleship, the Kamikaze. Quite possibly, tier for tier, the most powerful destroyer in World of Warships Legends. Now, I will admit, because I was playing another game before this, using a different ship, but the same commander, this is not a all-out speed torpedo build. I want to say in row 3 I'm not using Torpedo Safari, and the legendary skill I'm not using Give Me Speed. If you are truly brave and you want to go all in on a speed torpedo build, you would probably select those skills in your commander skill tree. But first and foremost, to do this build, you have to have the event commander, Space Fishy. Space Fishy's base trait increases torpedo speed, and so therefore I am going to tell you it's only going to make a difference if you have very fast torpedoes to begin with. Japanese torpedoes are very detectable, so by making them extremely fast, you've reduced the reaction time that the enemy ships have. Here we're moving out. I spotted a New York battleship to our port bow and an Omaha cruiser to our starboard bow. We're going to launch one set of 2 torpedoes at the Omaha, and we're going to launch the remainder of our torpedoes at the New York. Now, this Omaha doesn't look like he's doing anything. So maybe he didn't know those torpedoes were there, or maybe they were moving so quickly he did not have the reaction time necessary to avoid them. Alright, directly off our port, we've got, boy, what is that, an Agincourt and some kind of destroyer. Meanwhile, the torpedoes are headed towards the New York. We're taking some incoming fire, so I throw up my smoke screen. 1, 2, 3, 4 torpedo strikes, devastating strike. Kill number 2 on the New York. And we are primarily aiming our torpedoes towards the Agincourt here. As you can see, a blue team, teammate, is cross-launching torpedoes. We do get a torpedo strike. However, I believe that was on the destroyer and not the Agincourt. And then the rest of these torpedo strikes, starting with the one you just saw, are going to be on the enemy Agincourt. The destroyers moved away. You can see his shells came from a different area as they went through our smoke screen. And we do unlock the high caliber, but unfortunately I got caught flat-footed, and we do eat a torpedo for our trouble, but we've got that Agincourt on the very thin thread, and he bleeds out and dies. Alright, so we have 1,500 hit points. Here is the enemy Clemson. We already damaged him severely with a torpedo strike. We finish him off, but he does damage us, so we now have 4 kills, but we've been reduced to 299 hit points. And I'm going to show you how good speed matters, how good speed is, how speed matters, how speed kills, however you want to say it. We're going to move into the smoke screen here based on some shells that came out of this area and my RDF indicator. I believe there's another destroyer over here. I don't know what it is. All I know is that I believe if I can launch torpedoes, I can kill the enemy ship and get that craft.
Problem solved, sir.
So we're moving into this smoke screen. As you know, if you're a frequent watcher, a tactic I love to do. And we're using that RDF indicator to keep track of this enemy destroyer. And if I'd gone all in on that speed torp build, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Nevertheless, we launch all 3 launchers at the enemy G101, and we take him out. Kraken Unleashed. And that's another devastating strike, and I believe that is Kraken number 90. Alright, so we're going to hang out in the cap circle. The enemy destroyers are busy sailing around and doing all sorts of other stuff. So let's talk more about the speed torpedo build. So we've established that Japanese torpedoes do a ton of damage, but they're also very visible when they're coming at the enemy ship. Usually between 1400 and 1800 meters detectability for the most part. So you're going to overcome that by increasing the speed of the torpedo. However, I would argue to you that unless you're getting it above 70 knots, 75 knots, it's not really worth it until you're in that speed range where it becomes so fast that the enemy ships can't avoid it. Now, I don't have Fishy maxed out. I think I'm at 16.2 maybe or 16.3. When he's fully maxed out, he's going to give your torpedoes 4 knots. You get another 4 knots if you choose the torpedo skill in row number 1. So basically, I think this kind of speed torpedo build of Space Fishy is best used in the Kamikaze, the Yukikaze, and the Shimikaze. And so, upcoming, I have a Shimikaze video using this build. However, since I just put out a Yukikaze video, although it was archived footage, I'm not going to give you another Yukikaze video so quickly. So you'll see it here in the Kamikaze. You will also see it in the Shimikaze, and there are tons of Shimas out there. Um, you know, I hate to do that. I hate to give the Shimikaze players more to work with. But, that was a full health destroyer. One salvo could have easily killed us. Didn't have the reaction time. Didn't know where I was at. Maybe wasn't using Perceptive and the RDF indicator. So we got the drop on that last destroyer and took him out. Other than that, I think you saw clearly in this match how speed kills when it comes to torpedoes. So I encourage you, if you have Space Fishy, to put the resource in to rank him up and to try him out in the Kamikaze, try him out in the Shimikaze, try him out in the Yukikaze. And, if you don't have the Kamikaze and you're interested in getting it, the best way to get it is to buy a new copy of the Firepower Edition for this game. Yeah, you're never going to need the CD or the DVD or whatever that comes with it. You load the game in your Xbox, but you will get a piece of paper with a code, and one of the 4 ships you get out of that will be the Kamikaze. All right, here we're going to blow through some milestones. As you can see, this was a very fruitful match. By the way, I hope the volume is correct for this one. Baz was telling me my game volume was a little high, and I appreciate that very much. All right, here we are on the victory screen. High caliber metal, a couple of devastating strikes, and the Kraken unleashed. Just short of 100,000 total damage. We had 10 torpedo strikes. 9 of them caused floods. We had a solo base cap to win the game for our team, along with those 5 kills. We ended up with just over 440,000 silver, 9744 ship XP, 2440 green XP, 16704 commander XP in the most overpowered ship in the game, in one man's opinion. All right, here we are on the top of the board. Looks like 2320 base XP. Those 5 big kills, folks. If you haven't given the speed torpedo build a try, I recommend it. Someone is trying to distract me by pinging my phone. I will not allow that to happen when I am communicating with my 240 loyal subscribers. All right, here's a quick look at the commander. As you can see, we got Bei and Shi Chang as our inspirations. And, if you really wanted to crank this up to 11, select Torpedo Safari in row 3. Select Give Me Speed as your legendary skill. But other than that, this is the build, and I hope you try it out for your ship. And we are going to take a look at the effect of space speed and subsurface venture and see what that does in terms of boosting the stats here in the Kamikaze. Also got to mention breakneck speed is a great skill, especially when you get it to this level 3 and above. You get a couple extra speed boosts, and it's definitely worth it. But again, you would want to use Give Me Speed if you're going all in on that. But keep in mind, you're going to be dead in the water if you don't use Unstoppable, and that means you're going to be just dead. All right, looking here really quickly, concealment. We're not suffering from using Shichang instead of Jersey Swirsky. I don't think we even lost any concealment. Torpedoes, they're going 76 knots. I want to say they were going maybe 71 knots prior to adding in this commander. So definitely a big boost. You don't lose anything of damage really um, when you're using this commander and Shichang instead of Tanaka, because Shichang gives you 3% of damage. Thanks for watching.